good afternoon from Lions Field here in Goffstown, New Hampshire, on the banks of the Piscataquag River. We were here for a varsity baseball game between the Goffstown Grizzlies at 13-3 and the Bow Falcons, who come in at 10-4. We've got some rain it's already fallen, and some more probably coming, so we're going to try to get this in, as this game's been rained out twice already. I'm Steve Beal for GTV Sports, and I've got my left-hand man here today, John Skacke, who's going to go over some lineups for us.
So for Bow, leading off, we have number 2, the shortstop, Connor Blandini. Batting second, number 3, playing second base, Ben Gittleton. And batting third, number 8, center fielder, Matt Hamilton. Batting cleanup, number 7, the catcher, Levi McAllister. Batting fifth, number 11, the third baseman, Christian McDonald. Batting number 6, the first baseman, Sam Sefleed. And batting 7th, number 4, who's the pitcher, Ben Harris. Batting 8, number 13, the left fielder, Nick Kaya. And batting 9th, number 14, the right fielder, Ben Kimball. Defensively for Goffstown, we got Tyler Santoro behind the plate. We got Justin Pernard on first, Clay Campbell on second, Connor Hyzak at short, Ethan Smith at third base, Bobby Doherty in left field, Carter Schwannard in center, and Big Derek Stekowitz out in right. And on the hill today is a good-looking gentleman named Mitchell Skacke. So, Steve, there's your lineup for you. What struck me off this page here is a couple of Goffstown Little League kids in this lineup. Nick Kaya is a kid that I was familiar with, and Ben Harris. Yep. There might even be more than that maybe I just didn't know.
Yep, there's a few familiar faces for sure. And we've got, I don't know if you notice on there too, going through that, John, the Tyler and Bobby have moved up in the lineup.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't say our lineup, so maybe we'll do that as we come up the bat.
Right next to you there, I slid that over to you.
All right, so I'll get to that at the bottom of the first.
There we go. We got the first pitch of the game from Mitch Skacke. Fouled straight back.
The defense for Goffstown is really, really consistently to what we've seen most of the season. Derek had been out of right field for a game or two, but he's back out there.
There's a swing and a miss.
Nice off-speed pitch by Mitch there. So he's up 0-2 here. The first inning has plagued this team, as I mentioned yesterday. So I'd like to see a crisp, clean first inning here.
There's a pitch down in the dirt. Not tempting enough for Blandini to offer, so the count goes 1-2.
No, a little too low. You want it to be appealing enough to offer at, but not in the strike zone, and that wasn't even close. Foul back into the mighty Piscataquag, or whatever the heck that river is back there.
Only a few balls back there.
Yeah, last year, man, we dumped a ton back there. This year, not so many.
Here's the pitch. Slow breaking ball. Blandini stays back long enough to foul that back.
Yeah, Mitch has to snap that into the ground. That's something that we've worked on. He's worked on in practice and in games. We've worked on it, off to the side personally.
Skacke winds and fires. That's popped up to the right side. That's going to be fair territory. Clay Campbell ranges back and makes an over-the-shoulder catch as Derek's still trotting in to get to that location. Nice play by Campbell.
Yeah, I know Derek knew Clay had it, but I like to see my right fielder burning in there, Yep. You don't have to call him off, but burn in there in case maybe the second baseman loses at the last second. Maybe he guessed wrong the whole time. Hustle will never hurt you, really, in any sport.
Correct. Here's number 3, Ben Gilton, the second baseman. Skacke winds and fires. There's a fastball ground to the left side. Hyzak comes and gloves one hand, makes a nice throw on the run. Clean throw to Pernard. That's a nice one pitch out for Mitchell right there.
Yeah, Mitchie's getting, out of the first two batters, he's getting what he likes to get, which is balls not hit off the clean part of the bat. A high fly ball to right field, and then a ball off the handle to shortstop. Almost too slow, actually, where Connor really had to come hustling for that, but thankfully made it clean and got the out.
On that type of ball, the rain's going to slow that down, but you hit a screamer, it's going to help it skip. So I have to watch that. There's a nice-looking breaking ball, called for a ball.
Yeah, he got that one where he wanted.
On the first pitch to Matt Hamilton, the center fielder.
That was kind of a weak call, but we'll go with it.
There's a
All right.
fastball pumped in there by Skaki.
Low and inside. You can make a living low and inside, Steve.
Absolutely. I guess I got to keep up with the scoreboard out in right field here.
Like to get that foul. That'll be trouble
Yeah.
otherwise.
That ball sounded like it might have been foul right at the get-go off his foot or something, but it did roll foul ultimately.
Yeah, I don't know if it hit the plate or it hit something that sort of deadened it for
Yeah,
sure.
it
That
sounded
ball.
different.
That ball that wasn't never really going anywhere, and thankfully the spin took it foul. Because fair, that's actually going to be a problem.
Yep. So here at 1-2, the count, 2 outs, nobody on. Skaki winds and delivers.
Oh, nice pitch.
There's a breaking ball.
Nice
if that
pitch.
first pitch wasn't a strike, he got it right this time because that was a strike 3 called.
Yeah, same pitch too. I mean,
Yeah.
you ain't kidding. That was
Bat
almost
on his shoulder.
Yeah, that was almost a picture image of the first one.
Yep.
So strolling out to the mound is Big Ben Harris. Ben was a big kid back when he was 10 years old, and he didn't stop growing. He's got to be all of 6'3", 6'4", maybe. Tall, lanky right-hander.
I think he might have grown since he got here this afternoon.
Might have.
So that's a nice inning for Mitchell right there. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3 inning in the top of the first. Grizzlies come to bat with nothing on the board against them.
And speaking of that, I'll go through the Goffstown lineup. So coming to bat, batting leadoff again is the shortstop Connor Hyzak. Batting second, Clay Campbell. Batting third, Justin Pennard. Batting cleanup, the DH Nick Labrie. Batting fifth, Derek Stekowitz. Batting sixth, Tyler Santoro. Batting seventh, Bobby Doherty. Batting eighth, Ethan Smith. And batting ninth, Carter Schwannard. So that is a lineup that's pretty similar to what we've seen roll out there. Probably about the last 5, maybe pushing half dozen games now where Bobby's firmly in the lineup and, batting around that 7th hole. And Nick's kind of taken over the cleanup. The top 2 guys, Connor went to the leadoff spot about half dozen games ago or so. So this has sort of become the new lineup.
Yep.
It's time for the playoffs, so it's time to kind of form your habits now. I sort of wondered if Mitch was going to go back in the reliever role. He had relieved last Monday. He had started on Wednesday, but then relieved again on Friday and relieved again yesterday, and that's a role he served a lot last year and pretty effectively. And that probably is still where it's headed for next week into the playoffs. But for today, he's the starter.
Well, it's nice to have somebody you can trust back there on the backside of these ball games, and also somebody that can give you multiple innings if it comes to that, because I mean, you know as well as I do, and we've seen this against Goffstown where, I mean, just yesterday, that game against Wyndham, had they gone to that third kid in the fifth inning when everything came unglued, that's probably a completely different outcome to that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's the first pitch to Hyzak from Harris.
If you only had
Strike
one
one.
inning to throw that kid yesterday and you had thrown him in the 5th, we might still win, but the rally's going to be in the 6th or the 7th.
Exactly.
Because that kid was going to be lights out for at least an inning because he was so contrastedly different. Now, Mitch said to me after the game that that's the kid that they faced the first game. That didn't look that way to me, but I'm not doubting him. And they got to him in that game, Steve. So, but I think it would have taken more than an inning to figure him out because, boy, he was throwing rockets yesterday.
Right, and the thing about that kid, even in the Wyndham game earlier when Goffstown went down there and beat him, it took a while before he could string some hits together. You might get to him for a hit here and there, but he's good enough and overpowering enough that you're not really going to,
you're not gonna do it in
line
an
up
inning.
and hand the bat to the next kid all day.
Yeah, the 5th would have been tough. You would have had to make that rally later.
There's a pitch to Hyzak, grounded to third.
Nah.
Third baseman playing short there, comes in and makes a nice play. That gets one more hop, and that probably gives him some trouble.
Boy, Connor is early on a whole lot of things lately. That one, he was real early on. The ball looked like it moved on him, too. Sort of maybe dove down and away.
Yeah, it looked like it had some run on it.
If you can pull a pitch that's going down and away, boy, you were swinging awful early, right?
Yeah, and that's probably where it's going to go, too, is into the ground to the left side.
Oh, no doubt.
Here comes Clay Campbell from the left side, the number 2 hitter, and he is putting together one tremendous season and even really caught fire as of late, starting to drive the ball and driving a lot of runs. He takes ball 1 from Harris. Here's a pitch. He looks at a strike.
Yeah, I was saying last night to Mitch that through this point in the season, he's my MVP of this team because just at bats and defensively, he's just been rock solid.
Yep.
Oh, man.
He's well ahead of that one and pulls
Nice
a foul.
piece of bat, though.
Yep. But even when runs were a little bit more difficult to come by early in the season, when the lineup was different every day and the weather was a little cooler, Clay seemed to find a way to drive runs in, even during that stretch.
Yep.
And hasn't stopped.
Well, by the way, Steve, today we have on the camera, we got, for the first time this year, Nathan Bonacorsi, goes by the name Kryptonate.
Yes, thank you to Nate for coming up and helping us out here today.
No JV game today, Nate, I take it? Nate's a freshman at the high school. He's on the JV team.
Here's a pitch from Harris. Campbell fouls it back.
Now, are you guys playing in a tournament this weekend?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, where's that tournament going to be?
I think it's in Londonderry.
Yeah, okay. So Mitch played in that when he was on JVs. So, yeah, it's a couple-day tournament. You don't really know when you're playing until – so if anybody's interested in seeing the JV boys at Londonderry High School, they'll be playing in a tournament that starts on Saturday and continues sort of to be announced the next 2 days. But they'll play – what's nice about this tournament, Steve, is that a Division II JV team gets to play a bunch of the Division I teams.
Right.
And for a program that's going up to Division I next year, that's a terrific opportunity to just stretch your tolerance for talent.
Yeah, Sebastian played in that tournament the last 2 years. And it's good. You get to play some good competition, get some good games in, and good experience for the kids.
A couple of years ago, Mitchie's JV team made the finals. Of course, who are we going to face in the finals but Bedford?
Yeah.
Because that's how it always is when you grow up in Goffstown, grow up in Bedford. You face each other in important games when it comes to baseball, for sure. Now it's football, too.
Yeah.
It's a great rivalry.
Goffstown lost to Bedford in the semifinals last year, and Bedford lost to Memorial, I think, in the final of that tournament last year.
Yeah, Mitchie's team lost in the finals that year to Bedford.
Campbell worked a walk on a 7-pitch at bat, so we're starting to see pitches are piling up here already for Harris as he delivers to Pinard. It's 3-0. Yeah, it's a good tournament. Down in Londonderry High School is where most of the games are played. They use both those fields over there, and there's games around the clock all weekend.
Well, Santoro would like the uniforms of the Bow High School team, huh? I mean, the pitcher, the first baseman, he walked him.
That's back-to-back walks.
We're all Sox high on this team, right? Everybody.
Yeah. Well, they got some nice stripes on those socks, too.
Yeah,
so
I like them, too.
Really dressing it up.
Throwback stirrups right there.
Yeah, throwback stirrups, right?
Here comes Nick Labrie batting fourth for the Grizzlies today, number 20, the designated hitter. He's got 2 on and 1 out.
You got to make pitcher pay for being 2 walks in a row after getting the first leadoff batter to ground out. He's really issued 2 free passes.
Yep.
You got to make him pay for it.
There's a strike to Nick, and it looks like the rain's falling a little bit more than it was a few minutes ago here.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the radar here between pitches.
Harris in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Nick swings and hits a fly ball towards left field. That's going to be routine, or it should be. Left fielder comes over to his left a bit, makes the catch, and nobody can advance.
Well, just when you didn't want him to, Nicky's cooled down a little bit. He'll get out of it, but, boy, he was their hottest hitter up until about 2 games ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have rain for about maybe 10 minutes. Then it's another break. I don't think this is going to stop play, but what the heck do I know? I'm not a weatherman. So we got big Derek Stekowitz stepping into the plate here, the right fielder.
Yeah, number 15.
And I can guarantee you these two know each other really well. In fact, Clay Campbell and Connor Hyzak and Derek Stekowitz would have all played on teams with Ben Harris all through Little League.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to face an old friend who's now a foe, right?
Absolutely. The guy had Ben for a year in Babe Ruth, actually, too.
Ben was one of those kids that grew up in Dunbarton, and Dunbarton left the Goffstown school program about maybe 3-4 years ago, and I think his year was the cut year, where if you were above that grade, you could grandfather into Goffstown, and below that grade, you couldn't.
There's a little swing from Stekowicz. Lines went out towards short, hops once, and he's got no play. Now he's got a runner off third as Campbell. They're going to get him in a rundown. They run him to the plate. Catcher running it back now. Makes the toss, the tag. Shows him the ball, and that is the third out of the inning. And they get caught off a bag there where it could have been the bases loaded situation.
Boy, you got a gift with that error at short, and just gave it away.
Yeah, he just kind of boxed that ball, and then it turned into, even with Derek, who's not the fastest down the line, but he kind of kicked that out front, picked it up, long throw, no play.
Yeah, Derek was
Gets
going to
Campbell
make that
around the
real
bag.
close, so I think the shortstop made the right decision not going over there. And, I look at a kid that's bobbled the ball in the infield. He's almost like a wounded animal where he's sort of looking for a safe harbor there, and he found it over at third base with Clay came way off the bag. Maybe thinking he was going to make the throw, and he's thinking it's, either going to be the third out or a throw into the bus, right?
Right.
So he's kind of rounding around third, but he got caught dead man.
So Goffstown leaves a pair of runners. And we've
some
seen
ways
that happen.
Yeah, in some ways I think
times.
they left 3 runners.
Yeah. We got a pair of walks in the inning, an error, but accounted for the error rather quickly, catching Campbell around third. Harris threw 21 pitches to get through that inning. But after one full, no score here in Goffstown. Bo's going to have the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up, starting with the catcher, number 7, Levi McAllister.
Yeah, Levi looks like a baseball player. He's
From Mass, New Hampshire. And now he's moving to a prep school next year.
Mitch Skacke goes to the windup and fires. That pitch is fouled back.
Yeah, they're real aggressive early in the count. They've been swinging early. I think that's a good thing for Mitch. The kid's not going to be patient because his ball moves a lot. And so if you're going to be aggressive, you should be playing into his hands. Boy, does Levi hug that plate.
Yeah, he's towed right up to the line there, and so far the first 4 batters here, they're not up there looking for a free pass. That's for sure.
No. And with Mitchie's 2-seam, it tends to start looking like a hittable pitch, and then it moves in on you at the last second as you're swinging.
That pitch is down low. The count runs to 2-1. Nate, I'm sure you're doing a better job balls and strike on the screen than I am doing on the scoreboard here, but I'll catch up eventually. That pitch
just
misses
missed low.
just down low. 3-1 count. Levi McAllister leading off here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Fouled off down the right field line over the porta potties and towards the Bow bus.
I'll take that. That's a win for Mitch right there.
3-1 count. Gets a pitch that he wants to swing at, but did not get good wood on it.
Nope. Ball get in on the inner half of the bat for sure.
Yep. Here's the 3-2.
Oh, boy.
Just up high. Just high.
Oh, boy.
That was a strike earlier on somebody else, but it might be just a height difference.
Yeah, that looked good. That looked like a great pitch. I don't know how you call that a ball. I really don't.
So Bo gets the leadoff runner on. Levi McAllister at first base. Now batting Christian McDonald, number 11, the third baseman. The rain continues to fall lightly here. Mitch delivers from the stretch. A pitch is fouled back.
Steve, I'm going to issue one of my guarantees to you, and I'm going to guarantee you this umpire was not a pitcher in his younger days because no pitcher who watched a kid work his way back from a 3-run count calls that a ball. No compassion, you know. Like that thing was right down Broadway. The irony is I didn't actually like that pitch. It's actually really right in the sweet zone of a batter. It just caught him looking. It should have either been hit or a strike. Ooh, jeez.
Nice stop by Tyler,
Yeah.
but that bounces away too far. That pitch bounced well in front of the plate. That's going to be a wild pitch. And McAllister, who was not even thinking about running, had plenty of time still to run after that ball bounded away from Tyler.
Yep, Mitch got to settle down here, do his thing.
Yep, held on to that one a little too long. So runner at second, nobody out. McDonald at the plate, 1-1 count, top of the second inning here. Here's the pitch. And again, you know, some of these hitters' counts with the contact that we're seeing not being solid at all is a good sign for Mitchell with what the ball is doing today.
Yep, absolutely.
Because these guys are taking confident swings but not hitting the ball confidently. So that's a good sign. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Oh, just gets a piece of a breaking pitch there.
Yeah, ball. I don't know.
Speed.
Sometimes Mitch will tell you that wasn't a change. I don't think it was his curve, but boy, there's something came off of that pitch because it started to die.
Yeah, that
And it was diving away from the batter too.
didn't look like his normal break on the curveball, but definitely off speed. So 1-2 pitch again, fouled off the right side.
Yeah, a ball if
That
the kid
might
lets
get
it go.
That's right off the roof of somebody's car. That might have been Sebastian's car right there.
I almost parked over there and ended up moving it at the last second. So Connor's called a meeting at the mound. I'm not sure. He's telling him something. He's saying he doesn't like something about that lead maybe. I haven't been looking over at second a whole lot. Maybe he thinks that kid's getting a little too greedy with how much real estate he's taking up.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary with the lead there. I don't know. I wondered if there's an issue with signs being relayed or seen or something to that effect.
Yeah. Now there's no real substantial lead at all.
No. Mitch delivers another 1-2 pitch, fouled back again.
Mitch should go high here. I mean, he's been low one after another. Bring it up in the zone. You don't have to go off speed here.
No.
Just let it fly up high.
Get it up above the Falcons on the chest there and let him see what he can do with that. He gets that one up there pretty good. That's going to be
Clay's gonna
hitting
have
the
to
right
go a
field.
long
Clay
way.
running a long way for that. Makes a nice running catch over his shoulder.
That's a great play.
That is a
Jeez.
great play. And the right fielder's got to be able to come on and make that play.
I want my right fielder catching that. That's got to be a teaching moment later on. That he's got the ability to come in on the ball, snag that up, and then he's got to throw to third. Piece of cake. Clay's got to do so much right there.
Well, and you'd like to see just a little more assertiveness out of that position there. So, anyway, they do get the out. Nice play by Campbell. That's the second one he's caught like that today. Number 6 coming to the plate, Sam Sefley, the first baseman.
So after that sort of long at bat where the kid had fouled back a couple of pitches, Mitch ended up winning the battle, got it off the handle of the bat, got the fly ball. So we got one down.
We saw a ball land like that in Friday's game against Bedford and down the left field line. And again, Clay hit one down the left field line here yesterday in the same spot, just the other line that cleared the bases for a 3-run double.
That last pitch looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did. 2-0 count to Sefley at the plate. Runner at second base with one out. He shows bunt and takes a strike.
If you look at where the ump lines up, if you have to guess which corner he's going to prefer, it's going to be the inside corner on a right-handed batter. Just look at his frame of vision. It's so askew in that direction.
And there's an indicator right there.
Yeah, so you know what? Throw inside. It's where Mitch should be anyway.
Well, he's got that tail on that fastball when he throws, especially the two-seamer. That should be a nice spot for him to be able to hit all day long. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming from Mitch.
Nice
Throws it
pitch.
by him, swing and a miss
Nice
for
pitch.
the second out of the inning.
Nice pitch. I can't yell at Mitch today, being on the microphone, so instead I'm just slamming the box every now and then, Steve.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'll internalize it. My blood pressure will go up. I'll have a heart attack and die. Knock on wood to that.
Here's the pitcher, Ben Harris, number 4, batting
Yeah.
for the first time.
Ben looks like he's 7'7".
Yeah. When he stands in there with the stirrups pulled all the way up there,
Yeah.
the stirrups go to his armpits. He looks pretty tall.
He looks like Manute Bol in a baseball uniform, right?
University of Bridgeport product.
Well, out of Sudan.
Right, exactly. Well, that's their top recruiting area.
Via Sudan,
Right.
you mean?
Yeah. Count 1-1 to Harris with 2 outs. There's a breaking ball
nice
for a
pitch.
strike.
That's a great time to throw that, too. I'm not a huge 2-strike curve fan. I'm a 1-strike curve is such a nice pitch if you throw it down. I'm coming in on Ben's hands here. He hugs the plate. He's a big kid. Make him turn those hands. Man.
The pitch fouled off down the right side. That's got another car. Oh, got the tree first.
That hit right there means I was 95% right. Almost got him.
It's a pretty good degree of accuracy, though.
Yeah, not bad. Oh,
1
it's
and 2.
beautiful.
There's the spot right there. Swings through it.
That's great. I love that right there. That's the Mitchie that I love seeing. He had that one game earlier this year where he let a little bit of stress in a game get the best of him, and I've never seen him do it in 10 years of baseball, Steve. Not when he was 9, not when he was 13.
So you're saying he's human.
Yeah, I'm saying he's human, but when the hell did Mitch become human? We're not used to that.
Just seeing if you're paying attention, I suppose.
Yep.
So Bo leaves a runner at second base and fails to score. So we go to the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Now Mitch worked ahead in most of the counts here, except for that leadoff batter
Yeah.
that ended up walking.
And
To Bo's credit,
Yep.
though, they did foul a lot of pitches off with 2 strikes. And thank you. Considering that it was a pretty clean inning, he did throw 21 pitches to get through that.
yeah, they're doing an effective job of I wouldn't even say they're wasting it. They're just, when they're hitting those, they're going foul. There's other times they've hit those and they go right where we want them. So Mitchell continue. I don't know if you noticed the last batter or two, I saw the velocity start to come out a little bit. You know, I think he wanted out of that inning and he started to rear back. Mitchie as a starter is definitely not a typical starter. I mean, Mitch don't weigh but 150 pounds, so to get 7 innings and 100 and something pitches out of him is not how I draw up the game plan. He'll give it to you if that's the need be, but that's why he's so good out of the pen, is he can kind of just let it fly for a couple innings. He's that kind of the little Pedro was the nickname he always had around my house. You know, as he built just like him.
If he's 170, he probably weighs more than Pedro did in his prime.
No, Mitchie's not even. He'll be 170 when he's about 30.
Oh, okay.
Mitchie's going to be the kid at the 10-year reunion that looks nice and fit.
All right, bottom of the second. First pitch of the inning is a strike from Ben Harris. Tyler Santoro stands in at the plate, number 4, the catcher.
Hey, Nate, what grade is Ben?
Sophomore or junior?
He's a sophomore. Harris is
Yeah.
a sophomore.
Ben's, yeah, okay.
There's the 0-2. Santoro
Oh,
hits
get down,
a
get
hard
down.
line drive right at the right fielder. Made good contact there, but right at him.
He's been the snake bit kid this year. You know, that's a textbook way for him to approach an at bat, going to right field like that, and just got a little too much of it right at the right fielder.
Yeah. Here comes Bobby Doherty, the left fielder, number 8.
Could have easily just been a double either, 10 feet either way.
There's that inside corner, John, that you were talking about. That's where that's where that umpire's set up.
That's where he wants it. The ump wants it on the inner half. Give it to him on the inner half.
There's the pitch off speed, stays away.
I mean, every ump has to pick a shoulder of the catcher, right? But this guy's is pronounced.
Oh, Bobby swung at motion there.
When the
Fooled by the off speed pitch.
when the catcher lines up inside, the ump is still way to his left-hand
Right.
side, you know? And a couple of those pitches that Mitchie had thrown, and I think even Ben's gotten robbed on one, were just outside corner. They were real nice pitches and just not called strikes.
Yeah, it does look like it's probably going to be that way all day, though, which you can start to live with that if it's consistent, because you can, if you're paying attention enough and have skill enough, and I know Mitchell certainly does, you can work that to your favor too by just coming 3-4 more inches off the inside corner too, and getting away with stuff that's
Yep.
virtually unhittable.
Yeah, Lopez is going to see it. You know, if we're seeing
Bobby
it, he's going to
whistles
see
one
it.
foul just outside the line. Sorry, John, talking over you.
Oh, that's all right.
So we got a 2-2 count, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second inning. No score here in Goffstown at Lions Field. I guess it's Larry Emerton Field now, depending on which side of the building you look at. Here's the pitch from Harris. Bobby waits on a
way
breaking
out.
pitch and lines it foul down the left field line.
Bobby's another kid that played on a bunch of Little League teams with Ben. They had started to form, when they were all 10 years old, instead of having just be drafted into the league, they formed basically a 10-year-old team.
There's a ground ball hit by Doherty wide to third. Third baseman fields that nice and smooth. Christian McDonald makes a strong throw across to first base for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, right now we're one shortstop error, which got cleaned up real quick by getting a runner and a rundown. That's been the dirty play of the game so far. Otherwise, it's been clean on both sides. But I was saying earlier that Bobby and Connor and Ben, they were all on a 10-year-old regular season team, which became the 10-year-old All-Stars, which became the 11-year-old and the 12-year-old All-Stars, and they made it all the way down to Bristol that year.
Ethan Smith fists one foul off the first base side. First baseman ranges over. Plenty of room before going out of play to make the catch. That ball looked like it got way in on Ethan.
His ball must be moving. Nate said it moved, and it must be moving because through 2 innings, he's clean.
Yeah, so the Grizzlies go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second, and we're still scoreless after 2 complete. Rain seems to be coming down a little harder here, or at least it sounds it. All right, so we go to the top of the third inning here. We got the 8-9-1 hitters coming up for Bo. Nick Kia to lead it off, the left fielder, number 13, and then Ben Kimball, the right fielder, number 14. Bo comes into the action today 10-4. They've won 4 in a row, and you know they're battling for spots at the top of the standings. Just as Goffstown is trying to really nail down what probably is going to be the highest they can get as a 2 seed. Portsmouth only has 1 game remaining and only 1 loss, so I guess that's pretty much set as the 1 seed there.
Yeah, and you want to stay in the top 4. A 2 seed has a nice ring to it in the sense that you'd have people coming here. Certainly the first playoff game would be here. They got kids just overthrew the ball that should now not go into Mitchie's hands.
That ball is probably just a little bit slick.
They ought to catch that. I'd get rid of that thing. It's going to be like throwing a kettlebell.
Skaki ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. Fires a fastball in there for strike 1.
Nice.
Swing and a miss from Kia. Goes down 0-2. Well, John, as nice as yesterday was with the sunshine and temperature in the high 70s, today we're in the low 60s with rain and not nearly as nice a day for ball today.
No, it's kind of a terrible day for baseball where it's raining just enough that we're still playing, but not enough to pack it in for the day. It's not terribly cold. That's probably the saving grace. I mean, it's jacket weather, but it's not raw cold like it can be.
Right. Well, this game's been rained out 2 previous times, and now we're nearing the tournament, which starts on Thursday of next week. So these games, they want to get them in and get them played if at all possible.
Yep.
Mitch delivers a ball down low. The count is now 2-2.
Yeah, Mitchie's last 2 pitches were not very good ones. I don't know if he's slipping, he's not using his legs, something. Way down in the zone.
Looks like the breeze might be picking up a little bit out of the west here. There's a nice pitch. That's down and in. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Comes back with a great pitch there to record the first out of the third.
I think you're being kind. I think he threw the same pitch the third time in a row, and Nick Kyer just decided to swing at it.
Well, I was thinking the same thing, John, but
You're being generous.
yeah.
Because I was a little bit higher, but, boy, I don't know what Nick was swinging at there.
That's all right. I was just, speaking to the result.
Yeah.
Here's the number 14, the right fielder, Ben Kimball, batting 9th for the Bow Falcons today. There's a pitch that's popped up to the left side.
Connor's got a line on it.
Looks like Hyzak calls off the third baseman, makes
Nice.
the catch in fair territory on the edge of the outfield grass for the second out. There's
Two
a
up.
quick out.
2 up, 2 down. Like to see this inning stay right here with this batter. Keep it nice and short. Get back up on offense and get some runs going here.
Here's Connor Blandini, the shortstop and the leadoff hitter. He popped the second down the right field line that Campbell made a nice play on his first at bat. But one thing I
nice
noticed
curve.
about Blandini is he takes an aggressive cut, but his barrel's in the strike zone for a long time, and he fouled off several pitches before being retired that first at bat. There's another breaking ball. Blandini hits a hard ground ball single between short and third. Perfectly placed right there, but he was not fooled on that pitch. He was out front a bit, but he hit it solid.
Well, it's the same pitch, 2 pitches in a row. You fooled him tremendously with the first one. I don't love going back to it because it's the same look, And he's your leadoff batter on both, so he's probably pretty talented.
Well,
know?
and that's one of those things where you might have been able to learn something that first at bat because he was on every pitch. He fouled a bunch of them off before he popped up down the right field line.
Well,
But
yeah, Mitch didn't throw him a lot of curves at first at bat, so that first curve was tremendous. You got up 0-1, but 2 in a row. I don't. He's got him.
Blandini was running. Blandini was running. Mitch went to first base.
We
and the
had
ball
him.
was just a little wide, and Pedard couldn't hold it.
Oh, we had him.
Yeah.
Lou got kind of just extended out a little bit, and then here comes the runner just to knock it out of his glove. But we had him. Give him something to think about anyway. He looks like he's pretty fleet of foot, so we'll see. I think he's going again.
Yeah. Skaki sets and fires. The ball's in the dirt. Nice stop by Tyler. Keeps it close enough to keep Blandini from advancing at first base. But yeah, I think he took a pitch off there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him running right here.
Yep. That's nothing. Third inning.
That's their first hit of the ball game. Oh, he
He's
throws
got
over
him
again. He had him flat-footed again.
Boy, he's got his number. He just hasn't gotten them both attempts. He's come close. That throw a little bit lower. You're probably going to get him because the ump starts to rule in your favor after 2 looks. Oh, he should throw over again.
Comes set. Blandini runs, and there's a perfect hit-and-run opportunity right there. Ben Gelton lines a single through the left side as Connor Hyzak went to cover second base, and with Blandini running on the play, he gets to third easily. So first and third with 2 men out.
Why is the shortstop covering with a right-handed batter?
They had I'm assuming some sort of scouting going on there.
Yeah, I like my second baseman taking that throw. Keep the kid in the hole. Mitchie pitches to contact. Well, so how many outs right now?
We got 2 outs.
2 outs, so he's just got to manage his way out of the jam here.
2 outs, 2 on. That's the first 2 hits of the day for Bo. Second time through the lineup. Matt Hamilton struck out looking his first time at bat.
Nice pitch.
Oh, he looks at a curve
Boy,
there.
he
He didn't want any part of that.
No, he got him to bend away. Now, you don't have to throw it again. Maybe in 2 pitches later, but right now, bring it inside.
Come out of that same window with a fastball here. It'd be
Yep.
cross him up. Blandini dancing off at third
There you
base, and he
go.
throws a
There you
fastball
go.
by
There
him,
you
a swing
go.
and a miss.
Come on, put this kid away here. You don't have to come with a strike here either.
Way ahead here, way ahead.
Throw it high. Come back inside.
Skaki sets and delivers.
Oh,
Off-speed pitch, just gets a piece of it, fouls it off at the plate. Stays alive at 0-2. We're in the top of the third inning here. No score. Bo is threatening for the first time today with a pair of singles. First and third with 2 men out. 0-2 count to the batter, Matt Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball.
oh, he got him. You got to appeal that.
Nobody asking on a swing on that. 1973, that's a check swing. And this day and age, I'm not sure.
Yeah, boy, if that ball could have stayed about 3 inches further, he
Nice
goes.
stop by Tyler back there, too.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch from Skaki, and he lines a single to left field. Hamilton hits that ball hard, right between short and third, and that's an RBI single to left field. The runner moves up to second base as Gelton. Hamilton aboard at first.
You got to leave the strike zone there. You've given him just too many pitches at the same eye level. He had to go out of there, but now you got to mitigate the damage. Close it out here. We move on.
Here's number 7, the catcher, batting cleanup, Levi McAllister. He worked a walk his first at bat after being behind in the count. Fouls off the first pitch.
Come on, battle here, battle.
Nate reached over my shoulder here, update the scoreboard at the stadium, so thank you for that. Too many things going on. First and second, 2 outs. Both scored 1 run here in the top of the third. 0-1 count. McAllister did not have any hesitation
Nice
swinging on that first pitch, and he takes a nice breaking ball for strike 2. So again, Mitch ahead in the count here.
Just do your thing here. Try to get a weak ground ball.
Here's the pitch. That ball is in the dirt in front of the plate. Tyler, nice block on that. Stays upright on a breaking ball. Keeps it in front of him. No advance. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs. Bo with a run in here in the top of the third so far. McAllister, the catcher, at bat.
No.
Swings and fouls, went off to stay alive.
Just got a piece of that. Sent it back into the river.
Looked like a pretty well located pitch there from Skaki as well.
Yeah, it must have been outside corner of the plate. Now he's got to change. He's got to change the plane of the ball here, high or low.
Skaki delivers, breaking pitch, hit straight into the ground. Ethan Smith comes in and fields it, makes a strong throw to first.
Man, nice.
Bernard picks it just before it makes contact with the base runner going up the line. That's a tough play,
They needed that out.
but he got it.
They needed that out. They got out of it. 1 run should not certainly decide this game right now. So we go from there.
It's a nice play by Pinard at first base. That play goes 5-3. And Bo leaves a pair. Leading 1-0 here, going to the bottom of the third inning. Ben Harris back on the hill. It's a 22-pitch inning for Mitch there, so he's at 54 through 3. Bo gets 1 run on 3 hits. No Goffstown errors and leaves a pair. We go to the bottom of the third inning here. The number 9 batter, Carter Schwinnard, coming up to bat to lead it off.
Everything looks great. Everything's great. That one mistake was you too many balls right on that line. You know, like everything was at that height. Maybe go high next time, but everything looks awesome. Keep it up.
Looks like the rain's let up here a little bit, perhaps. The flag is completely still out in right field.
That happened in Hanover too. If he's there,
Harris finishing his warm-up tosses here.
That last time he took an extended lead on you too. You'll get him next time if he gets on. No, seriously, don't change a thing.
Ball
Keep
coming
working
down
the
here.
thing. Work the inside corner because the ump sits on the inside corner. Just keep chucking, keep throwing the curve. But if you get 0-2 and then he fouls one or something, you got to get out of strike zone. You got to go high as a kite.
Here's number 2, right-handed batter, the center fielder, Carter Schwinnard.
To mix it up, and then you can go back to the curve. So if you're 0-2 again, and kids
Leading off here in the bottom of the third inning. Goffstown trailing by a run, 1-0.
Tell Tyler that, because then it just changes their high plane. Okay, sets up the curve.
Big Ben Harris on the mound, ready to deliver the first pitch. Here it comes. And Schwinnard takes a fastball for strike 1.
Steve, I had to take a little TV time out there myself to just
Yeah.
take care of a couple
I'm with
things.
You. I'm with you. Harris delivers strike 2.
Well, we're back. This is my other almost kid right here, Carter Schwinnard.
Might be a good time to check your blood pressure, John.
Oh,
Ooh, there's a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch of some sort that stays
He called that
inside.
a ball.
Apparently, I don't know how.
Wow,
That was
Carter.
a ball.
Carter got a gift there.
Yeah. Here's the
That's a
pitch.
knuckleball.
That's a knuckleball. Drops off the table. Chenard swings and misses, and McAllister applies the tag right at the plate.
Interesting. Nate, our trusty cameraman, had said his knuckle's pretty good. We saw it right there. I don't know that we've seen it or it hasn't been that effective because we didn't notice it, but boy, you could see it there.
Yeah.
He had Carter. Really, honestly, Carter didn't have a shot at all 4 pitches if you really look back at it.
Right. Harris delivers the pitch to Hyzak. Connor batting for the second time. He grounded out to third base. His first at bat. Hyzak takes the ball there for ball 1. So we've got a 1-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Goffstown trailing by a run here in the bottom of the third inning. Harris delivers. The pitch is down.
That might have been that knuckler.
It looked like that knuckleball again. That thing
Yeah.
is definitely running straight down.
Yeah, which let it go then, right?
If it starts that low, let it go.
Man, for right now, I'm not swinging at his knuckle. When it's a pitch that's that effective, if it's going to be a ball, I'm not swinging at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a great curve, but if it doesn't end in the strike zone, then just know it's coming and don't swing.
Easier said than done.
Yep.
He comes with a fastball
Boy.
there, and that's just a bit outside. And again, I think that's where he's lined up there as an umpire.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. That's one of the pieces of information I was relaying down to Mitch between innings was you got to see where that umpire's lining up. And also was trying to advise him that if you can't be in the strike zone 5 pitches in a row. He was up 0-2. You got to get out of the strike zone there. I said just throw it up at his kid's head. Not at his head, but head level.
Right. All right, so Hyzak draws a walk after Chouinard had struck out to start the inning. So we got 1 out, 1 on. Here comes Clay Campbell up to bat. He earned a walk, his first at bat as well, after fouling off a few pitches to get there. He looks at strike 1. Second time through the order here for Goffstown as well, and we saw what happened. Second time against Mitchell, they started to square up a few baseballs, and let's see if Goffstown can reciprocate. Campbell swings and fouls one down the left field line. Well out of play there. Count goes to 0-2.
This would be a good time for a line drive into the gap.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever a bad time for that, but certainly this would be a good one. Harris comes set. Here's the pitch. Campbell hits a fly ball to right field, right center field, fairly
carrying.
deep. Center field is back under it.
Yeah.
Hyzak goes halfway and has to retreat to first base. And there's 2 outs. Just got under that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, down the line, it's probably not out, but it's going to be interesting. But he picks the one part of the ballpark where you start to push that 346 sign out there, and so ball just hung up for the center fielder.
Justin Pinard steps in from the left side.
Oh, Connor better. Oh, it's 2 outs.
It's a
So.
fly ball to center field, left center field. The center fielder comes over, calls him off. Pinard, who walked his first at bat, flies out to center field to end the inning. So Goffstown strands a runner.
This game have a little bit of a deja vu effect for you right now? Is this yesterday or what?
Well, I was going to say.
Offensively?
Yeah. I mean, and I think the newspaper actually made this point this morning, the Union Leader, talking about how Goffstown didn't win a ton of those innings yesterday. As a matter of fact, they probably only won one of them.
Yeah.
And but it was a big one.
They knocked them out.
8-run inning.
Yeah, they knocked him out in that one round, but that's no way to go through boxing or baseball, right?
No.
Or really any sport. You can't. You got to win at least the majority of the quarters, the innings, the halves. I don't know how you win a majority of halves. I'll figure that out later on.
Well, it depends on what kind of math you're doing.
3 halves.
Hey, 3 halves are better than 2. That's all I know.
Absolutely.
So here we are in the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0. Bo leads Goffstown. Both pitchers have pitched pretty well. Goffstown has yet to get a base hit. They've walked 3 times, and they've left all 3 of those runners. And Bo is coming up with the 5-6-7. Batters. Christian McDonald, the third baseman, to lead off here in the fourth inning. He popped up to Clay Campbell, who's also playing right field today, as he's made 2 fine catches well into the outfield and right field along the line today.
Yeah. That last inning, did Mitch get the first 2 batters in that inning? Only to have
8-9. 8-9,
Yeah,
he
so-
retired, and then the next 3 singled.
Yeah, it was that walk on the leadoff batter that I still question. And then, yeah, okay.
The pitch to McDonald, he swings and misses.
Yeah, that ball was where you want it as a pitcher. If,
Yeah.
if a batter's going to be that aggressive, he ain't going to do anything productive with that swing on that pitch. I like that. That wasn't all that inside, but inside enough to be a ball, but it's not a bad place to miss.
No. McDonald fouled off 4 pitches in his first at bat. He lined right to left field, and Bobby Doherty comes in and makes a nice sliding catch. That hung up long enough. That's a top-hand line drive, but
Yeah.
hit well, but lined right at Bobby Doherty, who made a nice catch. Didn't lose his wits about him and made a good catch.
Well, in baseball, sometimes you got to win the war there, where the battle of that was a nice hit ball,
Yep.
but it went right at our guy, so we win that one, but that batter's got nothing to be ashamed of. That was a nice rip.
Right. Sam Sefleet at the plate. He struck out his first time up. Takes ball 1.
Versus the last inning, there was a ball hit through the hole at short, and we had the shortstop covering on a steal, and it's like, oh, man, that's what we wanted as a defense, and it bit us.
Well, the interesting thing about that, too, is that that batter had grounded the short his first at bat, too. So we had already seen something that showed that he hit the ball the left side the first time.
Yeah, and you got to have somebody cover second.
Right.
But with, Mitch pitching, he pitches to contact. There was one of their number 2, 3 hitter.
2.
I'm going with the fact he's probably going to pull the ball. And you wouldn't have doubled it up because the runner had gone.
Right.
But you didn't need to double him up. I'm forgetting there was 2 outs. So it is what it is. We move on.
Yep. And here we are in the fourth. 2-1 count.
Nice pitch.
There's a strike. Good location from Mitch there. Sefleet playing first base, number 6. 2-2 count, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the fourth inning. Skaki winds and flyers.
Whoa, back at us into the dugout.
That was about as odd an angle of foul ball as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, you can't pull it much more than that, right? Almost chopped it down into the ground. Almost bounced up here into the press box.
Yeah, the ground's a little hard, a little firm here, even
Nice
with the rain
pitch.
today. Nice pitch there.
Down and away, hit the knees.
Skaki gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning. That's his 5th strikeout thus far. Here's Ben Harris, the lanky left pitcher here, number 4. He struck out his first at bat as well.
That's a good place to be on him. That's a big dude. You get the ball down there at his knees, and it should be where you want it as a pitcher.
Here's the pitch to Harris. He grounds one foul wide of third by quite a bit.
That's the 2-seamer running
Yeah,
in on the
that's-
hands of the bat.
That pitch looks like a strike to swing at, and
Yep.
by the time you get to it, that's what you do with it. You hit it 20 feet foul on the ground. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball.
Ooh.
Harris stays off of that one.
So Steve, you've pitched in your day. I told Mitch, in order to fix his curve, which was really hanging, it was actually hit a batter. I said, you got to throw it into the ground in front of the catcher, and Mitch seems to have taken me literally.
There's a ground ball to short by Harris. Hyzak fields it clean, makes a throw to first.
Oof,
Bernard
nice
may
stretch
have
by
come
Lou.
off the bag, but came down in time either way to get the out.
Lou plays a nice first, and that's not the most complicated play, but he makes it look really easy. You can't have that end in an error. That's
No.
the stuff that kill you.
Right.
So we got to get some runs here, Steve.
Yeah, we do. We do.
This offense, I was saying this yesterday. You were up here. There comes a point when you got to scratch and claw. They got to scratch and claw now. The coach actually said it in the Union Leader article. He said, all game we were underneath the ball. We kept popping the ball up in that inning where we scored all the runs. We only had 2 balls in the air. Everything else was on the ground.
Well, and we had talked about that in the booth yesterday. It was I think it was something like 7 out of the first 9 or 10 outs recorded by Wyndham were balls hitting the air by us. And like you said, I think on the broadcast yesterday, that, unless those balls are really hit deep or in the gaps, it's an easy out.
Yep.
And Wyndham did exactly what they were supposed to do. They recorded a lot of easy outs. But then Goffstown did come alive in that 5th inning and started to hit the ball on the ground and on a line, and all of a sudden they turn around and they send 12 men to the plate and score 8 runs.
Absolutely.
Well, this would be a good time to get something going. 4, 5, 6 coming up. Second look at Harris on the hill today. He's been very efficient so far. He's only thrown 46 pitches.
Yeah, he's been too efficient. We had him in the first inning, man. Bases loaded. And to not get any runs, boy, that's hanging over the heads right now.
Yeah, Mike Santoro has joined us in the booth here.
Hey, guys.
Nick
What's
Labrie
up, Mike?
leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Harris threw 21 pitches in the first inning. He's only thrown 25 over the last 2. So he's settled in and started showing that knuckleball a little bit more. There's a pitch to Labrie, gets in on his hands. He fists it out to second base in the air. Second baseman makes an easy play on the first pitch there.
Nick's pressing. He is just popping everything up right now. He's pressing. You can see he's pressing. Just look at him running back to the dugout. He's pressing.
Yeah.
And that you want a kid that wants to hit that badly. You can see it in his face, but you can't let it get the best of you emotionally where it affects how you're swinging, the pitch you're swinging at, because that was probably a ball.
Certainly, early in the count, I've always believed that you want to be able to, if you want to swing, it better be your best swing at a pitch that you dream about hitting.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that was either.
Boy, we got under that one, too.
Stekowicz lifts a fly, a little pop fly to the edge of the outfield grass, handled by the shortstop, Blandini. We got 2 outs on 3 pitches here.
Well, Tyler had a nice sting on the ball the first time up. Unfortunately, shot it right at the right fielder.
Yeah.
The ball's a double anywhere else.
0-2 and hit a nice line drive. Stekowicz had hit that ground ball to short his first time that led to the error that ultimately led to Campbell getting caught off at third base, where they redeemed themselves immediately. Here's Tyler Santoro, number 4, the catcher, batting. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Harris, fouled straight back. And John, that ball that Harris, when he's throwing that fastball, because it doesn't have tremendous pace, but it has got to be running because of running in on these right-handed batters because they are getting the pitches on their hands a lot. Santoro hits a nice line drive towards the right center field gap again.
Goodness.
Center fielder runs over and makes a nice catch going towards right center. And I'd have to say that yesterday and today between Wyndham and Bo, 2 outstanding center fielders. Both those guys can run.
Evidently, because that was I thought that had the gap.
Yep.
And you know what? Credit to them. They were playing Tyler pretty straight up, which, you see a lot of high school teams just shade right or shade left depending on the batter. And had they been shading left there, Tyler's still running. But they weren't. So he is 2 well-hit balls and 0 for 2. Nothing to show for it.
Right. Yeah, and Goffstown goes down in 6 pitches there in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th inning, Bo leading 1-0. Harris only thrown 52 pitches through 4 innings, hasn't allowed a hit.
If a kid is throwing 52 pitches through 4, hasn't allowed a hit, and you went down on 6 pitches, it means your approach is wrong, And it means your approach is wrong because he probably hasn't struck out one kid today, maybe Carter, I think, right?
Carter's the only strikeout, and he's had 3 walks. So you had 3 walks over 4 innings to only 52 pitches. That means you're making a lot of outs early and counts on the rest of the at-bats.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're making it too easy on him where you're not seeing enough of his stuff and you're not getting the pitch you want.
Right.
I'd say Tyler's probably the only one that has hit the ball on the bat where he wanted it, and it kind of stops right there, and that's not a recipe for success. So
no, Tyler's hit the ball hard twice. Campbell and Pinard both hit balls to center field their last at bats, but both of them got under it just a little bit. Good contact, but just too much underneath the pitch. Here's Nick Kia, number 13, the left fielder, leading off in the top of the 5th for Bo. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first at bat.
Yeah, Mike is now admiring the socks on Bo. We said he would.
Yeah, we were all over that early. There's a
S-
ground ball to shortstop. Hyzak fields it clean, makes a strong throw across to Pinard, and just like that, Bo says, "Hey, you can make it out on the first pitch, so can we."
Yeah. You know, the more I'm watching Ben pitch, the more he has similarities to Mitch, where he doesn't care if you hit the ball. He wants you to hit it on the part of the bat, off balance, that he wants it.
Yep.
So if you swing early on either of these pitches, you're really not doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, you're playing into their hands with the way the ball's moving for both of them. Skaki delivers strike one there to Ben Kimball on the first pitch. Kimball popped to short his first at bat. Goes down.
Golf that one.
He was down low on that, golfs it
You
into
gotta be
center
kidding
field,
me.
and Chenard overruns it, and that ball gets by him. They're going to hold him at second. So that's going to be a single and an error on the center fielder, allowing him to get to second base there. And that pitch was, I mean, that pitch looked like Tim Conway doing a spoof on golf.
Yeah, boy,
He
he
went
golfed
down
it.
and golfed that into center field.
He golfed it off the ground, and then Carter didn't really have to hustle that much to cut that off, and somehow managed to overrun it. It looked like it took a little bit of a funny bounce left, but there's really no excuse for that. You can't let the ball that lazy a hit ball rolling up to you. You can't let that get past you.
Yeah,
He just turned it into.
he
This
was
kid was
running
not
hard.
stealing, is my guess.
No.
So that's a 90-foot error right now.
Yep, runner on second, one out. Here's the leadoff man,
Hmm.
Connor Blandini. He's popped to second base and then singled his last at bat, and he really got caught kind of off of first base twice, but we couldn't record the out either time on the pickoff play. He was definitely an aggressive base runner. There's a breaking ball.
Boy,
It's away,
there-
apparently.
The last 4 pitches they've thrown this kid have been curveballs, so it might be time to mix it up here.
Well, we saw he was running on the play when Gelton singled through the shortstop hole vacated by Hyzak covering the bag.
Mitch just got to let it fly like that.
Yeah, there's a strike from Skaki. 2-1 count on Blandini. Runner at second, one man out. Bo with a 1-0 lead here. Skaki comes to the set, delivers the pitch.
Why are they
Curveball
hanging
hung
curveballs to
and
him?
deep to
I
left
just don't
field, and
understand.
that ball is out of here. That's bouncing off the rocks
Why
back
just-
into play.
Why? Why did you throw him 5 curveballs and 2 at bats out of 6 pitches? Why? It just doesn't make any sense.
So Blandini, who showed a good swing throughout the day today, hits a 2-run homer to left field, and Bo leads 3-0. Here comes Ben Gelton to the plate with one out. There's a pitch down low. Ball, Gelton grounded to short and singled through shortstop. His last is bat with the runner at first taken off. There's a ground ball up the middle. Hyzak ranging to his left behind the bag, makes a nice play. Throws the ball in the dirt on one hop to Pinard. I'm not sure that he didn't have that beat out anyway.
Nah, well, if it comes up to Lou pretty clean, we got him. But it's going to be close. Well, Mitch needs to just get out of this here. Need to hang tough here.
So Gelton reaches at first base with one out. Here's Matt Hamilton, who's struck out and singled. That pitch gets through Santoro as he slides to his right, gets behind him. Gelton to move up to second base. Now, Bo's 10-4, and you may not consider them one of the power teams in the division or what have you, but they've won 4 games in a row. They're playing good baseball, and right now Goffstown can't let this get away from them. Skaki delivers ball 2.
Mitch has to settle down here. He's making this harder on himself than he needs to right here.
It's only a 3-0 game, but Goffstown has yet to record a hit offensively, so some things need to turn around here quickly if the Grizzlies want to get back into this. Skaki delivers a strike there, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Got a runner at second base. Bo's already scored a couple times on a 2-run homer by Blandini here in the inning to lead 3-0. There's a pitch. There's a nice pitch. by Skaki. Strike 2 taken by Hamilton. Count runs to 2-2. Hamilton singled hard through the left side his last time. There's a ground ball dribbled towards third base. Smith comes in on the grass, makes a
Got
strong
him.
throw, and they just got him. Gelton to move to third base on the throw.
Boy.
That was a close play at first base.
Yeah, that ball was not coming down the line very quick, and Ethan may have let it come to him about one hop too many for my comfort, but we got the out. Yeah.
Here's the catcher, Levi McAllister. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to third. Comes up in a big spot for Bo with the runner at third and 2 outs. He looks at ball 1. And we've seen in his earlier at bats that when he takes a swing, he takes a swing. There's a pitch away, down and away in the dirt. 2-0 on McAllister. Mitch is up over 80 pitches here for the ball game. Pumps in a fastball there. 2-1 count to McAllister.
Yep, Mitch is at the point in the game where he's got to take it a batter at a time. He's got to win this battle right here and worry about the next batter after that.
Right, just win one battle at a time. Here's the 2-1. McAllister looks at another pitch for strike 2. Skaki from the set. There's the pitch down. McAllister goes down and gets it, fouls it straight back.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let the last pitch go again. This one he went down to get a lower one than that, but I like the aggressiveness. Yeah, McAllister puts a lot of his body into this swing. I'd like to use it against him here.
Yeah, that was not your typical two-strike swing. Gelton leaves off third. Here's the pitch. Tries to get him chase up top. McAllister stays back and lets it go by for ball 3. So the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. McAllister hits one down the right field line. That's going to be a foul ball. I don't think anybody's going to get to it, though, and lands quite a bit foul. And again, Campbell probably closer to that than Stekowicz.
Well, right here, 3-2 curves a gutsy pitch, but this is the time to do it. This is a kid who hasn't seen a lot of them. He can't hang it, though. I got no problem going change or back in on his hands. Just stay there, win the battle.
Skaki sets and pitches. Pitch is down, but McAllister goes after it, golfs it to third on a hop. Ethan Smith comes up, makes a sound, strong throw to first, gets the third out. And Bo leaves another runner. But they get 2 across on the 2-run homer by Blandini and lead 3-0 after 4.5. So 21 pitches there for Mitch in that inning. He's at 88 on the day.
Yeah.
Bo gets 3 hits in the inning, leaves 1, scores 2. So that error by Chouinard really didn't hurt anything. It just moved a runner up 90 feet before Blandini's home run. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning here. We've got Bobby Doherty, Ethan Smith, and Carter Chouinard coming to bat against Ben Harris, who's only thrown 52 pitches through 4 innings and allowed no hits on 3 walks so far.
Hey, Steve. John had to step out to
Mike Santoro
take care of a couple of issues. Good to be with you
joining
again.
us. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Glad you could make it.
Well, he hasn't been able to pace. This wire only lets him go so far, so he has to go do some pacing. Probably leaning on the fence. We'll probably see him walking in the outfield in a few minutes.
Yeah, we could see the exit stage left at some point. It's probably better for all of us that he gets a little pacing in, though.
Yeah, he
I
was.
know it's certainly better for him.
He's doing some banging. He's doing all kinds of stuff over here. Lisa's shaking her head. Tried to get Grady to put the headset on, but he wouldn't do it.
Doherty swings at the first pitch and fouls it well. Foul on left side. I'm hearing that Derek Stekowicz is up in the bullpen. Is that right?
I just heard the same thing. A roving reporter just told us that. Boy, that looked like it fooled Bobby right there.
That's that knuckleball, I think. That ball is just tumbling off the table as it comes in. It looks like it's working down and probably going either one side or the other depending on which way it decides to go on any given pitch. Doherty grounded out to third, his first at bat after fouling several pitches off. He's got a 1-2 count here leading off the bottom of the fifth inning. Harris delivers. That ball is down low for ball 2. 2-2 count on Doherty.
This is the inning where they worked their magic yesterday, Steve.
That's
so
right.
See if they get it in them again. They were down 3 in the
4-1
fifth
and
inning.
put up 8 runs.
Yep. There's a knuckleball, slow grounder.
Doherty grounds that weak to third. Third baseman
Whoa, he
comes
throws
in
it
and
away.
throws it wide.
Oh, and Bobby slips on the grass.
Ball
That was
gets by.
unfortunate.
Well, McDonald's looked real good at third base up until that point, and that might have been just a case of a wet baseball as
Yep.
he threw across there because he moves really well, but he threw it well wide of first base.
Yeah, it was a wet baseball. Bobby's speed, he threw it wide of the bag. Definitely, I'd blame that on the ball. He had a lot of mustard on it. I'll tell you
Yep.
that.
He's made a couple good plays early in this ball game, so that was looks like it might have been a little uncharacteristic of him.
Just hope Bobby's okay. He was kind of rubbing his leg there. He slipped on the grass as he was trying to turn to go to second base. Actually cost us a base, the wet grass.
Doherty leads off first. Harris throws over there. Nothing too intimidating there. Ethan Smith at the plate. He on the first pitch, he fouled the ball off to the right side that was caught by the second baseman. His first at bat.
So it's good to hear the Goffstown dugout, Steve.
Yep.
As loud as they've been all day.
Certainly is. Smith looks at a pitch down low for ball 1.
And he's pitched 4 or 5 pitches so far this inning. They've all been low. So I think they need to learn from that and don't get themselves out like you said earlier.
Here's the pitch from Harris. Smith hits a ground ball to third.
There's a
Nice play
play
by McDonald on one hop. Get the force at second. No chance at first base to turn the double play. But that ball came up. McDonald in front of it, kind of off his left shoulder, made a strong play.
You were just talking about the third baseman, Steve. He looked really good on that one, I'll tell you. He made a nice, strong, accurate throw to second base to at least get the lead runner.
So that's the first out of the inning. Here's Carter Schwinnard, who struck out his first time at bat. It's the only strikeout Harris has been able to record so far today. Smith leads off first as Schwinnard takes a strike. Harris is a right-handed pitcher. Came to the plate, and Smith looked like he wasn't sure if he was going to the plate on that pitch.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, you don't see that very
unusual.
often,
Yeah.
Steve. I thought I was seeing things. I'm glad you said something. Because it looked like Ethan was heading back to first base.
He looked fooled by that.
Yeah.
Pitch was down low in the dirt. Schwinnard takes ball 1, 1-1 count. Harris throws over to first again. Smith's not even getting much of a lead over there, and Harris has gone over there 3 times already.
Just going to say that. Ethan, very short lead over there.
Here's the pitch from Harris. Schwinnard grounds well, foul, wide of third base.
Quick hands. He turned on that very quickly and fouled it down third base, and now he's in a hole.
So Doherty led off, reached on an error by the third baseman. The third baseman redeemed himself quickly on the next batter with Ethan Smith, made a nice play on a force play. There's another nice backhand play. Goes down to get it, gets the force at second base.
Wow.
And
That's a tough
not
man
thing
to
you're gonna
double
see
up, I'll
anything.
tell you right
That's
there.
Right. That's a double play that you don't see Carter Schwinnard doubled up
Wow. An around the horn double play on
Really?
Carter Schwinnard.
ever.
The ball was hit hard. It was a one hopper to third, so the ball got to him quickly and 2 perfect throws, and that's what it takes to get Carter by a half step. So the 5th inning isn't the magic it was yesterday.
No, that's for sure. McDonald took care of that inning all by himself at third base. So Goffstown goes rather quietly. They'll have the top of the order coming up in the 6th, but it's getting late here, and they trail 3-0. And that's only 11 more pitches for Harris. He's at 63 pitches through 5 innings, still has not allowed a hit.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Welcome back, John.
I did not think this offense would struggle this much today.
Well, you got to give Harris some credit, obviously, for what he's been able to do so far, but I also put some onus on the Goffstown offense for not making him work a little harder early in counts earlier in the game.
Yep.
It may not have made any difference at all, but we don't know. Skaki back out there for the 6th inning. He's got the 5, 6, and 7 batters coming up for the Falcons. Christian McDonald just made 3 plays in a row at third base will lead off. He popped to second base and hit an absolute rocket to left field right at Bobby Doherty, his last at bat. Doherty made the play. He's 0 for 2.
Well, Mitch has to shake off that last inning, finish strong here, keep his team alive.
First pitch is grounded to short. Hyzak drops it, picks it up, and still has time to throw him out.
Yep. Connor's been a busy kid at shortstop today for sure.
Yes, he has. So McDonald's 0 for 3 on the day now. Here's Sam Sefley, the first baseman, number 6. He struck out twice today against Mitchell.
Well, I'd like to see a hat trick then.
Skaki winds and pitches. The pitch is up high.
Oh,
He hits
boy.
it deep to left field. Doherty going back. He's looking for the fence. That ball is going to bounce on the warning track right in front of the fence. Holds him to a long single. Bobby turned 2 or 3 different directions on that. And somehow that's only a single.
Yeah, boy, he must have got caught watching it or something.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was out of here, went into his trot. I don't know.
I was holding my breath. On first instinct, I didn't think it was out of here, but then I started to get pretty nervous when Bobby kept running, right?
Kept going, yeah. So here's Ben Harris, the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded to short. Sefley leads off at first. Ground ball hit the shortstop. Hyzak flips to Campbell at second for 1.
Got it.
Throws on to first
I'll
for a
take
double
that.
play. That's tailor-made double play right there.
Well, Steve, right now it's kind of a shame. Mitch is one pitch away from an outstanding effort today. That's only one pitch I'd like to have back for him. But right now, 3-0 Bo, so Goffstown's got 2 more at-bats to make up 3 runs.
Well, this is something you don't see every day. Mitch retired the side on 3 pitches, and one of them was a base hit.
Yeah.
That's
surprising.
hard to do.
A kid that he struck out twice was must like it high, and Mitch made the mistake of leaving it high, and kid got a lot of it, but an out, so.
He did. Well, that's a nice inning for Goffstown and for Skaki on the mound there to hold it at 3 and get quickly. And now we've got Goffstown coming up with the top of the order. 3rd time through the lineup here against Harris. Bottom of the 6th inning. These teams are vying for playoff seeds. Bo's they've got us today and John Stark tomorrow, but nobody told them this was going to be hard. So they're just coming out here playing good baseball and seeing where they finish.
Yep. The Goffstown offense continues to not scrap and not adjust to Ben Harris, and right now they haven't done squat all day. But they have to, this is a playoff game is how I look at the Bedford game Friday night, yesterday's game,
Yep.
and today's game. These are all playoffs because they mean something in the standings. They mean something to how you'll fare in the playoffs, so look at them as playoff games. So if this is a playoff game and you're down 3-0, the dugout should be loud. The at-bats should be productive. They got to put some pressure, but right now not a whole lot of noise out of the dugout.
I made a little noise last time, but it was short-lived. Hyzak looks at the first pitch
Boy.
and ropes a line drive to left center field. It hops once and hits the fence. Center fielder's on it
All right.
quickly, gets it back in, but Hyzak slides into second base head first with a double to lead off the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, he was due for that. That's about the first ball Connor's hit on the nails in a couple of games. I mean, that was a beauty right there.
Yeah. So here we go. Clay Campbell comes to the plate. He worked a walk his first at bat and flied to center second time through. Coming up here for the 3rd time, we got a leadoff double from Hyzak to start the 6th. Harris working from the set. Hyzak takes his lead off at second base. Here's the pitch to Campbell. Campbell hits a
you
line
gotta
drive
get
to
down,
right
get
center
down.
field. That's
All
going to
right,
get by the
all
right
right.
fielder.
All right.
And that goes all the way to the
He's got to be
three,
thinking 3 here.
the deepest
Come
part
on,
of the
baby.
field.
Get
Campbell's
the
still
third.
running. He's going to third. The
That a
throw's
boy,
gonna be
kid.
late.
That a boy.
He's in the
All
third with
right.
an RBI triple.
All right. Well, the kid produces again, man. Right now on this offense, Steve, there's nobody you want to see come to the plate more than Clay Campbell.
Right.
You know, last year, that was the case late in the season last year for this team. As a sophomore, you wanted to see Clay coming up late in games. Wow, that was a quick hook.
That's a quick hook. Harris goes 5 innings without allowing a hit, and on consecutive pitches gives up a double and a triple here in the bottom of the 6th. And the shutout's gone as well. So that ended quickly. He only threw 65 pitches today, and they're going to the bullpen.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, so this kid, I'm going to assume, is not just some schlep pitcher. I'm thinking this kid's the closer because you just took a kid out who's thrown a 2-hitter through 6 innings, probably only thrown, 50, 60 pitches.
65 pitches on the day for him.
And yeah, true. If this is his closer, he certainly did. This is the kid that hit the damn ball off the ground with that golf swing last in that productive inning for them.
Yeah. Ben Kimball, the right fielder, now on the hill.
He doesn't throw 95. He looks like he's, well, we'll see as he gets loosened up. The poor kid's been sitting in right field for 6
a ball
innings.
in an hour, so we'll see what happens.
But you know what? It doesn't matter how hard a kid throws with our offense sometimes.
Well, I mean, Harris wasn't setting any speed records either, and he had Goffstown only had 4 base runners in 5 innings.
Based on his first 3 warm-ups, I'd be taking the first pitch because he's been down in the dirt all 3. There you go.
He's getting loose.
Yep.
So Harris goes 5+. He's responsible for the runner at third. But he only allowed 2 base hits. He only struck out 1 batter too. So there's a lot of balls in play. He walked 3. Did quite an efficient job.
Well, you know, hindsight will tell us whether this is the right move or not. Right now, their coach is saying, hey, I'm in a playoff game. I'm in the 6th inning. And they certainly look like they were starting to figure out my starting pitcher.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go with my closer, try and snuff this out right here. And so if he's right, he'll look like a genius. If he's wrong, I will send him a Thanos gift certificate in the mail.
All right, so Ben Kimball done his warm-up pitches. I think Harris just went to Harris went to first, and it looks like maybe the first baseman went to right. That's got to be Harris at first because
That's definitely him over there. There's no mistaking that kid. He's tall.
Justin Pinard steps in. He's 0 for 1 today. He's walked and flied to center. His fly ball to center was hit pretty well, but he just got under it a little bit. He looks at strike 1. Kimball pours in a fastball there. Campbell's at third. Nobody out. Goffstown's already scored a run here in the bottom of the 6th. Kimball comes set. Pinard waits. There's an off-speed pitch. He takes low and away for ball 1.
Nice job holding back on that one because he had some thoughts of swinging at it at one point.
Yep. Get to have a look at him here. Here's the pitch to Pinard. There's a fastball inside. Ball 2.
It's not a bad miss by the pitcher, though.
No. Ball 3 to Pinard. 3-1 count. Runner at third. Nobody out. Still trailing by a pair, so you'd like to get a run home with a base hit here. And he looks at ball 4 inside.
Well, I was saying to you when the pitcher was warming up that, you know, he was not very accurate and didn't look very loose. So I would have been definitely thinking take a couple of his pitches. He started out, his first 2 pitches actually were in the zone, and then he left the zone for the next 4. So Nick's got to put the emotions aside here, not press, just look for his pitch and hit it.
Let it happen. Yep. First and third for the Grizzlies. Labrie at the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's only seen 3 pitches and 2 at-bats. He takes 1 downstairs for ball 1. That's a sign of pressing a little bit, trying to do too much, probably just being a little anxious.
Yep.
1 ball is no strike. Kimball comes set and throws
All right, that's okay.
Labrie takes a strike.
You're going to see that again, you know. This kid has a curve, but I think you're going to see that pitch again.
This is high school baseball in New Hampshire. Chances are you're going to see more than one pitch to hit per at bat. It might have been it.
Yeah, he should have been thinking opposite field there. You don't have to crush a ball and pull it. Just put it in play in the outfield right here.
Yeah, that's a fastball for strike 2. 1-2 count on Labrie. First and third. Nobody out. Here's the pitch.
Ooh,
Tries to snap off a breaking pitch there. Leaves that high.
Yeah, his curve is way up in the zone right now.
It was up there in the warm-ups too.
Way up.
There's a 2-2 pitch, and that I don't know if he's trying to throw a curve or a changeup, but
No, that's a curve. He's just not commanding it right now, and you want to take advantage of that. Look for him to throw you a big meatball right here. It's a 3-2 count. He's got guys on first and third.
Here's the 3-2.
Ah.
Labrie chases one up out of the zone, but fouls it back. Lives another see another day here.
Yeah, sometimes a batter fouls the ball off, and he won the battle, but that was not the case right there. He just gave away ball 4.
Yeah.
So now he's got to get back in there, shake that off.
Kim comes set. Here's the pitch. Labrie.
All right.
That's a better pitch there to swing at.
That is
He fouls
literally
it
the
back.
point I was trying to make, where Nick probably won that battle in a sense of he had to swing, but it wasn't his pitch. So following that off is actually productive. So he's 1 for 1 on the foul balls.
Pinard at third, Pinard at first, Campbell at third, and Labrie spoils a good pitch there. Fouls that off into the river.
That was a nice pitch. I'm going to call that one a draw because I think he needed to deliver that one into left center. That was right in his wheelhouse, maybe a little bit low for him.
Here's the pitch to Labrie, and he takes the ball away.
How do you take that? Man,
That's a close pitch
terrific.
right there, but that loads the bases with nobody out.
Well,
That's a 9 pitch at bat for Labrie right there. So we've got the bases loaded, nobody out. Ben Dodge is going to come in and pinch run for Labrie here.
Well, Nick did his job. He got on base. I would have loved a 2-run double, but I'll take that. I'm not greedy,
John,
though.
not at all greedy here. So Goffstown has sent 4 batters to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. All 4 of them have reached. Hyzak already scored after a double and triple combination from himself and Campbell. Here comes Derek Stekowicz to bat, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error and popped to the shortstop.
You got this reliever in the jam of jams here. You got to make him pay for it.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Infield's in. Here's the first pitch.
Foul
Stekowicz turns
ball.
on a fastball, rips it foul outside the right field
Mercy
line.
me. That was that might have been a 3-run double. There's definitely a 2-run double. You would have had the speedy Ben Dodge looking to come around on that. It depends on where it would have died, but
Well, the right field is over there, so
Yeah, I think he probably gets to it.
Ball pretty quickly.
yeah, he's shading that line.
Here's the 0-1 to Stekowicz. Takes a little off that, grounds that ball foul.
Yeah, that was a version of his curve. That was his, I'm not going to throw you a fastball, but I'm not feeling my curve, so I'm going to throw you almost a ephus. You know, that was, you would have had to really wait on that and been
Yep.
productive with it.
Here's the pitch from Kimball.
Hey-o!
He throws one to the backstop on the fly.
I could he have scored? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'll give that catcher the Tommy point for the night because he just hustled his backside off to get to that ball.
Well, it's a good.
I don't think Clay scores. That catcher hustled,
Yeah.
and Clay, man, he's not all that far off the bag when that play starts. I look down there, and, you know, that run means a lot, but it might not mean enough to take that chance. It's all risk versus reward there,
Yeah.
and the reward might have not been worth the risk.
That pitch just missed the Oregon player. 1-2 count. The Stekowicz, he throws that one into the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher, no advance. Count goes 2-2.
And that last pitch hit the mascot, Steve.
Yep. So nobody's safe here except all the Grizzlies so far. 2-2 pitch. Stekowicz, it's a
That's
line
down.
drive
Oh,
into
get
center
down,
field.
get
That's
down.
going to get
Oh,
down.
got past
And it
him.
skips
He
by the
got
center
past him.
fielder.
Ben's
Pinard's
gonna have
gonna
a chance
score.
of scoring here.
Dodge is being waved around third. He's going to score
Oh,
standing
baby.
up. Stekowicz
Oh,
stops
baby.
in second.
Woo-hoo!
And the Grizzlies, just
The kid
like
did
that,
it. The kid did it.
take a 4-3 lead.
Atta boy.
Stekwich had an absolute rocket to center field. And I think Pinard was being waved either way. He would have probably scored, but that ball took a high hop, got past the center fielder, went all the way to the fence. All 3 runs scored.
Well, folks, if you didn't figure it out before that hit, we don't work for CBS. We work for GTV. And we were absolutely rooting on that play. Oh, man. That center fielder, you paid him a big compliment last inning for being fleet of foot and cutting some balls off, and he just erased all that and then some by letting that ball get past him. If he stops that, they're still in command of this game, but now they're down. Well, there would have been a 3-3 game,
Right.
even if
Pinard
he stops
got a
it.
great jump off of second base on that play. I think he would have scored either way.
I'm giving him the run on that. I think he scores because he was aggressively running. If that ball had floated for another foot, the kid catches it, by the way. But it fell about a foot in front of him and then skipped high.
Yep.
It's a tough play on him. I'm probably being a little cruel to him.
Santoro hits one deep to left
Oh,
center
baby,
field. That
baby,
ball is
way
deep.
back.
That ball is
Goodbye.
gone. That's a 2-run homer for Tyler Santoro.
Woo!
And Goffstown, just like that, is ahead 6-3. Santoro's hit 2 balls hard before that today and gets one to go.
Well, I told
His
you earlier,
third at
Steve, that he was my hard luck kid all year because he has hit the ball square and he's not getting rewarded. He just got rewarded right there, man. What a time to do that. What a time to do that. And I do not owe this coach a Tano's gift certificate in the
No,
mail
you don't.
because
No,
his
you don't.
move was a disaster. A disaster.
Since this kid came in to pitch, it's been just a track meet around the bases,
He
and they're going to
set-
make the change.
He set that kid up to fail. I'm sorry. That kid was not loose when he came into the game. If that was your plan, how valuable can a kid be in right field to you defensively that you don't allow him to get warmed up in the 6th inning off to the side? I'm sorry. He should have been warming up.
So
Oh,
Kimball comes in,
fantastic.
faces 4 batters. He walks the first 2, gives up a single, and then a home run. So 4 batters, all 4 of them scored, and Goffstown still has not made an out here in this 6th inning after not having a hit through the first 5. So you talk about a turn of events. This is a big one. So Harris ends up allowing the 2 runners to score that he had put on base, and boy, Kimball, 4 batters, 4 runs.
Boy, that's nice. This offense is the last 2 games has decided to do it all at once, and I'm not a huge fan of it, Steve.
No, well, you can't pick and choose that, I guess, but we'll take it when it comes.
Yeah, so we got Connor Hyzak warming up in the bullpen. I like that move, the fact that he's warming him up. You could put him right in right away because it'd be such a change of pace from them having seen Mitch for 6 innings. Go wrap this game up. So we'll see how that starts off in the 7th. I'm sure Mitch is itching to get back out there, but as a coach, boy, I'm definitely – I might give Mitch a batter next inning, but I probably wouldn't give him 2.
Well, he's at 91 pitches, and other than that one mistake that Blandini hit out on the hanging breaking ball, he pitched really well. And in high school baseball with Goffstown offense, you'd expect to win a game where you'll only allow 3 runs.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going to have a chance to do that. Number 6 is the new pitcher for Bo, Sam Seflead. So he started the game at first base, went to right field when Kimball came on, and now he's pitching.
If you could if Blandini had just chosen to call in sick today, Mitch probably hasn't let up a run today. But unfortunately, Blandini showed up, and they threw him too many curveballs, in my opinion.
Yeah, Blandini scored a pair of runs and knocked in 2. So he's pretty much single-handedly accounted for all 3 of the runs that they've been able to score today. Bobby Doherty is going to be the first batter that Seflead will face here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Doherty grounded to third and then reached on an error by the third baseman. And here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Goffstown now with a 6-3 lead, nobody out. Here's the first pitch. Doherty lines
he got it down the line.
left field
That's
line.
going to be a
To
double.
the corner. That's going to be 2 bases at least as that goes into the deepest part of left field corner. So Doherty welcomes Seflead to the mound with a ringing double to left field to lead things off against this pitcher.
Steve, is there a Red Bull delivery truck that shows up in the 5th inning of these games and gets over to the Goffstown dugout? Because for the first 3 to 4 innings of these last 2 games, the offense is borderline pathetic in the sense of doing nothing.
Yep.
And then explodes.
I'm not sure what happens, but I'm not going to complain about the outcome. Seflead facing Ethan Smith now. There's an off-speed attempt of some sort. It goes high for ball 1. Smith has popped up to the second baseman in foul territory and then reached on a fielder's choice, but he was only there for a second or two as Chenard grounded into that double play started by the third baseman, McDonald, in the 5th inning. So 1-0 count to Smith. Doherty leads off at second base. Seflead comes set. There's a pitch down. McAllister comes up, ball stays down, goes right through the wickets. And Doherty will go to third.
Pitcher has kind of an unorthodox release point.
Yeah, he does. Rain is picked up here again in the bottom of the 6th inning. McAllister, that ball shouldn't have got by him, but when a pitch bounces that far in front of the plate, it's really on the pitcher. 2-0 count to Smith. Doherty at third now, nobody out. He puts a bunt down, and that's a squeeze play right there. Doherty scores. That's an RBI by Ethan Smith.
I didn't expect that. I
that
thought
pitch was a foot outside, and Smith somehow got his bat on the ball to get that run home.
that's how to do it right there. Smitty should teach a class because sometimes kids say, it wasn't that good a pitch. I couldn't get the bat on it. But, boy, did he get that bat on that ball.
That pitch would have hit a lefty, and he got his bat on it.
Yeah, no doubt. And what I like about that is, was that the most important run we could have scored? Well, hey, every run's important, but what that is, you got the playoffs coming in a week, and you just worked on something that could be critically important in winning a game. I love small ball, and that was a version of it right there.
I love the aggressiveness there. You take advantage of a double, a wild pitch, a squeeze play. The number 9 batter coming up, who's been had a little bit of a tough time here recently.
Yeah, Carter,
and gets that run home.
Leading into the last game or so, had been doing really well, but he's been off today.
Here's the pitch, 0-1 pitch to Chenard, and he takes the ball.
I think that's that's the pitch that Ethan bunted right there.
Yeah.
Off speed, kind of slurvy, curvy, that way outside, and that's the pitch that Ethan had to put all of his 5'5" frame into.
There's another. It's just a change of pace. It's just slow and slower. Taken for strike 2. 1-2 count on Smith or Chenard. Excuse me. Fastball down in the dirt. That's a swing for the second out. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Carter's in a funk.
Yep, he was battling himself there a little bit. So there's 2 out, and we're back to the top of the order. So Goffstown has batted around in an inning for the second day in a row.
Boy, Connor started this inning off sort of pronouncedly, with the way he squared up on that ball.
Yep.
He's been itching to square up on something. He'd been getting under a lot, and it's like that just woke up the team or something.
It sure did.
It said, hey, enough of this.
Isaac looks at strike 1. He's grounded out, walked, doubled, and scored earlier this inning.
His last hit is what he should be trying to do every time he gets up. Forget home runs. Forget crushing the ball. Hit line drives that go over the center fielder's head. That's a perfect version of a hit.
So lines and throws. Isaac hits a line drive into left center field again. Pretty much a carbon copy of the last at bat, maybe a little lower. He's going to have to hustle in it too. He gets there standing up.
That's what I was talking about right there. The kid just delivered on my request, huh? Hit the ball on a line to center field. That's a perfect hit. It's the perfect hit. Home runs are almost accidental in a way. That's the perfect hit.
Well, that shows you how much bat speed Isaac has and strength there, because that pitch looked like it got in him on him just a bit. But when he's swinging right, it's just a shorter version of the line drive he hit earlier.
So we got Clay Campbell stepping up here, but Steve, I got to tell you, Mike Santoro went to get that home run ball by Tyler, and right now he looks like he got beat up by somebody in the swamp out there because he's covered
Well,
in
there's
mud on the back of his business shirt.
There is a legend here at Lions Field that dates back to the early 1980s, and I'm not going to question whether or not something happened out there. There's the pitch to Campbell. He takes ball 2. That ball gets down, bounces, and allows Hyzak to move up a base to third base.
I got an idea. We're going to have a post-game interview today, probably with, maybe Big Steck, or it could be, there's a couple kids. Tyler with the big shot there. But we might have to do it with Mr. Santoro, too, because we need to understand why he looks
There's
like he
a pitch
just
to
got
Campbell.
mugged. Oh, nice
Rounds
stop.
it wide to first. Harris makes a diving play at first base. Feeds the pitcher covering the bag, but he can't hold it. Second baseman came over and actually caught that deflection, but it was too late as Campbell reached first base. And Hyzak scored.
They did a lot of things right on that. It just didn't make the out. I love the effort there by Ben. It was a great stab. They're just kind of in a tough position there where you just got to fire the ball, but you're trying to place it, and you got a little too cute with the placement. So the inning continues here as it's 8-3.
Yeah,
So,
I'm going to give that error to the pitcher covering because Harris put that ball right on his glove, and he just missed it.
Yep, I agree.
Pinard looks at a strike. So Campbell's at first base. Hyzak was able to score on that play as the inning is extended by the error. And Goffstown now leads 8-3. And the second day in a row, they put up 8 runs in an inning. Pinard hits one the other way, past the diving third baseman McDonald into left field. Campbell gets up, moves up to second base, and that ball was stung by Pinard going the other way.
Steve, I don't want to get too greedy here because about 20 minutes ago I was in a borderline state of depression. I had my therapist, I had already texted him telling him I was going to be over at his office at 8 o'clock tonight. But now I smell a 10-run rule. If we can just get 5 more on the board here. I want to just keep it going.
Yep. So Goffstown enters the 6th inning without recording a base hit and has put up 7 hits in this inning and still in position to do some more damage with Campbell at second base, Pinard at first, 2 men out. Labrie awaiting the first pitch. Sefley delivers. That pitch is up for ball 1. Labrie is flied out to left field, popped to the second baseman, and earned a walk and scored earlier in this inning.
That's
pitch is up and into Labrie. They throw down a second, covering up to see if they can catch Campbell off of second base, but he was wise to it and
honestly
gets back easily.
What you probably have there is the captain of their team saying, "Hey, everybody, why don't we wake up and keep playing baseball here?" Because that was a little bit unusual attempt, but I think he's just trying to stimulate his team into getting out of this inning.
There's a pitch to Labrie. Looks at a strike.
Which is what leaders do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only 8-3, you know?
Well, I mean, look how quickly this turned. Coming to the 6th inning, Goffstown's being out hit 7-0, and now has tied the hit column at 7 apiece and scored 8 runs in this frame. And still batting.
Steve, we started this inning with a no-hitter being thrown by them.
Yep.
And the kid, Bennett, let up 1 run. They pulled him, went with a reliever, and it's been a disaster ever since. What an inning.
That pitch is up high. Labrie earns another walk.
Boy, it's
the
crazy.
bases are loaded.
Well, this is one of the kids of the day right here. This is the dude that had the big 2-run single, I think, early in this inning.
Yep. He had a 2-run single, and then Santoro just multiplied that with a 2-run homer coming up.
Did Steck's ball, his ball is the one that hopped the center fielder, right? Yeah. So he actually had a 3-run single. So his hit did take the lead. That's right. So that was boy.
Here's the pitch to Stekowicz.
He got under
Swings
it.
with the first pitch. Gets under it, flies it to left field. Left fielder comes in and makes the catch. And this inning comes to a merciful end for the Bow Falcons with a fly out to the left fielder. But Goffstown sends 13 batters to the plate, scores 8 times, leaves the bases loaded, and leads 8-3 going to the 7th. What a turn of events here.
Well, we're going to use the depth of our pitching rotation. Goffstown, one of the things that makes them a good team in New Hampshire Division II baseball is that they got 3 kids or actually if you include Derek, they got 4 kids that you're not afraid to throw out there. And Connor certainly leads the way right now, so he's coming out for this 7th inning. Mitch is giving you 90-some-odd pitches. He helped you hang around the game. It'd be his game to win right now if Connor, this would actually be, it'd be a non-save situation if anybody cares about saves in high school baseball. What this is all about is, screw it, I'm going to throw probably the best kid I got at you and see if you can figure him out with 3 outs to go.
Yeah.
And I love it. That's what this rotation should always be doing, is using the depth of their rotation against the other team, because they've got it in buckets. You saw Mitch yesterday was this kid in the 7th after Taylor had really hung around, gave you a tough 6 innings. Taylor got the win yesterday. Maybe not his prettiest start, but boy, there was a gutsy start, because by not having to use Connor yesterday or Mitch more than 1 inning, it set them up to let Mitch pitch today and then only use Connor 1 inning, who's coming off having started Friday night. So Taylor did his job, got to the pen, just like Connor had hung around for 6 innings on Friday night before Mitch came in the 7th there. So now, today, Mitch was the guy that went the 6. Connor's the guy coming in for this inning. So I like it.
Yes, indeed. So we'll see if Connor can close this out for Goffstown. Certainly got a big enough lead to work with, you would think. So Mitch ended up going six innings through 91 pitches, allowed 3 runs. And let's see, he had 5 strikeouts on the afternoon.
Yeah, like I said, take 1 batter out of their lineup and Mitch would have been borderline dominant. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works. But see if we can mow this lineup down right here. So these two know each other. We'll have Connor Hyzak versus Nick Kaya. These guys go way back to probably 8 years old. And here they are, 16-year-olds.
Yeah, Kaya leading off here in the 7th inning for Bo, who's now trailing 8-3 after having a 3-0 lead going into the 6th. Isaac winds and throws. It's a fastball down, ball 1. Kaya's 0 for 2 today, struck out and grounded to short. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Down just a little bit, ball 2.
Yeah, Connor's got a kind of a weird pace to his windup right here. I don't know if he's still sort of getting loose. He's kind of got a delay in the middle of his release.
A little hitch in there.
Which isn't typical. I mean, some pitchers just have that. That's how they throw, but that's not how he throws. So I don't know if he's trying to do something in particular or still maybe doesn't feel quite as comfortable as usual. That looked good right there.
Pitch is fouled off at the plate for strike 2. So the count runs to 2-2. And it does look a little bit like Connor's still getting loose. Here's the 2-2. There's a ground ball towards the middle. Campbell goes behind the second base bag, fields it clean, makes a nice strong throw, gets his feet set underneath him.
So that's
throws
a nice
across
play.
to Pinard for the first out.
That'll go in the book as a routine, 6-3. But he was all the way up right up the middle there to field that, square his body, turn and make a great throw.
I think one of the best things that I've noticed with Clay, whether he's playing second or short, is his footwork. And that showed right there. He moved well, got his feet set. There's another rocket hit on one hop. This was to Campbell as well. At shortstop, comes up, makes the play to Pinard for the second out.
Shortstop's been the place to be today, Steve.
Absolutely is.
You are. I mean, that's got to be for just their offense, that has to be the 10th ball they've put at shortstop.
There's been a lot of action over there. So there's 2 outs, nobody on, which is probably a good place to have Blandini hit. He's popped the second, singled and scored, and hit a 2-run homer. 2 for 3. Hits the first pitch, diving stop
Frenchie's
at
got
French
it.
at third base.
Oh, man. He made more out of that play at the end than I thought he would. You know what? I don't love seeing him dive, though. He's been complaining about a bad back. I don't even love seeing him in the game, to be honest with you. He just did a whole lot of things right. There was no way he was going to come up with that and make a throw. Instead, he decided to throw it from his butt on the ground. Actually made more of a play out of it than I think we would have expected.
Yeah, that was a lot more of a play than I thought. Blandini reaches third hit of the day for him. Here's Ben Gulton.
Blandini was the kid for their offense today, man. He got Mitch twice, and now he got Connor once. He just he had a good day.
Yep. Here's Gulton, the number 2 hitter. Second baseman. He's 2 for 3 on the day as well.
Yeah, it's been these two kids, no doubt.
Grounded to short, singled through short, and then he hit an infield single to short on a play that Hyzak made but had no chance to throw him out.
Well, if Blandini wanted to steal the bag, he could probably do it just on the pace of Connor's windup right now.
Yep. Down 5 runs, though.
Yeah, what's the point?
With 2 outs, base runners at a premium. There's the pitch. That's a high
That's
fastball.
got a bus
Foul
on it.
down the right field side.
No.
It just misses the bus from Bo. Count goes to 2-1.
I may steal that bag only to take away a force play.
Yeah.
That, you might make the throw longer having to go to first, something like that. But you're right. As far as the run itself doesn't mean a ton.
Here's a 2-1.
That curve
Connor
way up.
throws a curveball that stays up. 3-1.
Yeah, Mike is saying that Justin probably shouldn't even be holding them on. That's probably a good point. Just go defensive indifference there. Connor, that curve wasn't even close from Connor the last pitch. But that fastball
3-1.
was.
There's a strike. He looks at strike 2. I don't know. After that foul ball, I think I'd rather have Stekowicz a lot closer to the right field line than he is right now.
Yeah.
There's no sense of making singles into doubles and triples. Here's the 3-2. The runner takes off, and that's a swing and a miss. He changes speeds there.
They got him. Nice win
Swings
for
and misses to
Goffstown today.
retire the side.
We have a Navajo Indian up here in the booth with us. If you didn't hear that scream about a second ago, that is a very common Navajo victory scream that just escaped the booth.
So Goffstown puts up 8 runs in an inning for the second day in a row against a good opponent and beats Bo. 8-3 final score here from Goffstown. And Bo drops to 10-5. Goffstown goes to 14-3. And pretty much, I think, locks up a number 2 seed with that victory today. They still got 1 game left at Souhegan on Friday. But that's a big win for the Grizzlies right there.
I was just joking that Mike Santoro, as we wrap up here in this 8-3 win, which I think just clinched a top 4 spot. I'm not absolutely certain of that, but I think it's pretty damn close. Mike's showing you the shirt.
Oh,
Mike,
wow. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to know that story.
Mike is pressing charges against the Savage. He claims it was a Sasquatch Bigfoot combination.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to come right back to you guys with some post-game interviews, and we'll see you then. So this post-game interview here with Derek Stekowicz, the sophomore right fielder. So Derek, hit of the game, babe. You guys were down, I think, 3-1 at that point. So what were you thinking as you go into the batter's box? I think you might be 0 for 2 at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going into the batter's box. You're facing a different pitcher. What are you thinking?
I'm trying to put the bat on the ball, get my guys in, because I know if I get something in the air, probably get the guy in from third, hit him on the ground into the gaps, get at least 1, maybe 2 in.
Yeah.
So that was my approach going up. It choked up a little.
Yeah, right. So the difference in pitches, Ben's a kid you've known forever.
Yeah.
And Ben throws a lot of stuff that moves.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kid was throwing pretty much dead red. So are you thinking, hey, this is more my speed, more my type of pitcher, or are you just saying I'm just going to take the pitch,
I
as
was
it
going
comes?
up there hacking, hoping to get my guys in. So
Great. Good job, buddy.
thank you.
Fantastic. Good season for you.
Yeah.
You're only a sophomore. There was question at the start of the year whether you were going to play varsity, play JV. So how do you like your decision so far to come up?
Pretty good. I love playing with these guys.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, great game, buddy.
Sweet.
We'll
Thank
see you.
you.
Thanks. All right, so the second star of the game is the kid who hit the 2 or 3 run homer. I'm trying to remember.
2-run homer.
2-run homer. You had hit your first 2 hits were the most productive at bats your team had to that point.
Yep.
Start of the 6th inning, that kid is a no-hitter, right?
Yep.
And by the end of the inning, you guys had 8 runs.
Yep.
So your 2 at bats, you had hit line drives. So coming off of those 2 previous at bats, what are you thinking going into that at bat?
I was just trying to be aggressive, look for a fastball that I could drive,
Right,
and just happened to go over the fence.
right. Different
Yep.
pitcher at that
Mhm.
point. So what were you thinking as you saw the reliever come in again?
I just thought that we had to be aggressive and get to him early,
Yep.
and make him throw some pitches.
Yeah, fantastic. So you guys are now one game away from going into the playoffs. You
Yep.
know, you're one of the leaders of the team. You're a senior. You're a catcher. So how are you guys feeling going into the playoffs right now?
We're feeling pretty good. We just got to keep practicing, getting better every day,
Right,
and hopefully we're ready by playoffs.
right. So your dad was a catcher.
Yep.
He played baseball when he was younger.
Mhm.
Who's a better catcher, you or him?
It's tough to say. both pretty good. Yeah.
Who's a better hitter?
He probably was when he was
Really?
younger.
You're
Yeah.
gonna give props to Dad.
Yep.
That's a good kid.
Mhm.
Well, hey, fantastic game.
Thank
Great
you.
hit, buddy.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Appreciate it. We have the second part of the Tyler Santoro. So your dad went out to chase the home run ball,
Yep.
and I don't know if you've seen him since.
Yeah, but he went down.
But he's covered in mud. He slipped
Mhm.
on a rock. He's got mud for his dress pants from like here right up his back. By the end of the game, he had only a T-shirt on in the booth. So don't hit him so
Yeah,
far. You
no.
got to hit him into parking lots for
Yep.
your dad
Yeah.
from now on. All right, buddy. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
See ya.